Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome back to OpenTTD. We are doing the city builder, and I have been upgrading to MacLeod. You can see here in the operating profit where I sent all my trains to the depot, and then you can see where I started putting them back in. Now, the progress of that, all of it's done. The whole network is done, with the exception of the building materials hub, like I said last time. So what I've done since last time is I've done the fruit, I've done the petrol, which involves where's the petrol? Here it is. So here's one of the petrol hubs. It involves getting the engineering supplies on there. It's this particular engineering supply train. It's about to head down the line to wait in this station for engineering supplies to come back the other way. And yeah, it's pretty much all sorted. I got a few comments over the last few videos, a couple of small mistakes that I made. Some of the quarries around here were going to the wrong place. I fixed that. Also, I missed these fish when I was doing the food. These 4 stations now have trains going to them. So it's looking like everything's pretty much in. We've got lots of different things going on. We've got lots of scrap metal coming out of Nunnington Mill, and I don't know what to do with it. Not a clue. So never mind. What we got here? What's this? This is where we're picking up. Oh yeah, that's where we're picking up the milk. So we've got gung ho production there. So yeah, overall it looks pretty good. What we need to keep an eye on today is the amount of stuff waiting places. So this is the total waiting cargo for just the trains. For some reason it won't let me decrease the size of the station, so we'll put that over there off the edge of the screen. Now the ones that I'm not worried about, I'm not worried about these passenger stations. I know there's a lot of passengers there. We've got plenty of passengers. You can see here that recently I put some more trains in. You can see the cost, £700,000 for a new train it is now. And you see I've done the same there. So we've got some new trains coming in. I've been keeping the game on pause as much as possible. So over the course of this episode, I'm expecting to see this operating profit graph explode at some point as the game realises that there's a shed load of stuff coming in. The goods hub is already apparently getting quite busy with a few bits of goods. So we need to keep an eye on the operating profit. We need to keep an eye on the station list. And we need to finish off the building materials. But as I'm doing the building materials, we're going to unpause the game and leave it unpaused. So the first thing that I noticed is that we've got a bit going into the building materials hub here. Looking at the glassworks that sat there, that's almost certainly bringing in chemicals from the oil refinery. So let's get some chemical trains going. Here's the depot just before it goes around through the Ro-Ro station, and I know that I do have some chemical trains up here, so I can cheat a little bit and I can just copy one of those trains so I don't have to completely reconfigure a new train. What I do have to redo is the orders, so let's delete all them. Hold control so we get full load at the petrol hub. We nip down here and unload. Now let's have a look. Via chem. No, they're not all the orders up. Let's just get rid of that again. Let's try again. Full load there, unload there. There we go. Did it right this time. Now I think we're going to need a few of those trains. We've got 3 platforms at either end, so let's start with 3 trains and send them on their way. Now, what we got here? We've got a platform here. It accepts chemicals and sand, and it looks like it's picking up sand, but we've also got a dock here that accepts nothing. It's creating engineering. No, is it creating engineering supplies? It's sand. Okay, so we've got sand coming from here. We've got sand coming from. Is it sand? Yeah, sand coming from those two, and this one looks like it is producing chemicals. So let's get those trains all up and sorted. So, sidings, clone train. We need a chemical train. Here we are, there's some chemical trains down here. Let's clone one of them. And we're just going to go delete, delete, full load there, nip down this little line, drop it off here, and we'll have 2 of those trains. 297 trains we got on this network now. Interesting, we started with over 500 before the upgrade. We've got 3/5 of that now approximately. Now these road vehicles are still going round, and at the minute we want to be picking up some sand from here and some sand from there, because I'm pretty sure we accept sand. Yes, we do. So, new train, new vehicle. We haven't got any other sand trains on the network, I don't think. So it's, what sort of, is it mineral hopper? It is mineral hopper. Okay, so length 6 for most of this network. Some of the things on this network in length 5, the fishing grounds. I have no idea why they are. Maybe I started with that and then very quickly changed my mind. Pass. But there's the orders, there's the clone, there's 300 trains, and down here we just need to quickly clone one of those trains, nick its order, replace that top order, and bam, we've got 2 trains going there now as well. Well, that's all 3 stations going into the building materials hub from this direction, and that's the chemicals going there. The last thing that needs to happen is we need to be taking the building materials out of the building materials hub. So let's get that train. Now, what building materials? Is that going to be in a goods van? No. Is it going to be in a bolster truck? Yes. So let's add a load of them. There we go, and tell it to go. Oh, hang on a second. Building materials. Let's refit that train. Must remember to refit trains where it's appropriate. Full load here and go down this line, over that bridge, over that bridge, over that bridge, and wham! Straight into the station there, dropping those building materials off. And we'll clone that out so there's 3 of them to begin with. Right, so let's have a quick look at the situation. Yep, there's that operating profit graph rising and rising relatively rapidly. I'm wondering whether it's going to overtake this operating profit up here or not. My gut instinct says even though we've got rid of around 200 trains, that is probably going to be the case. I can see here in the station list, I'm keeping an eye on it, Food North is getting crammed full of food. We've got 600 tons of food there now, so we're going to send an extra 3 trains that way. Hopefully they can move in and out quick enough. And apart from Food North, we're getting a lot of oil over here, so let's just clone this oil train and send that on its way as well. I can see we're getting a lot of clay down at this pit. It looks like we've got a train full of clay that just left. So let's see if we can put a new one in. So clone that train, off you go. And this is one of the ways I'm just coping with it. So I'm just having a look at where all the stuff is. The goods hub is getting busy, which is surprising because we've got 2 trains fully loading straight away anyway. Remember a couple of episodes ago I switched the way round that this platform was looking, and it's allowed for much smoother transformations there. Trains are going in and out nice and quick. Operating profit, we haven't got any new news on that, and that's all good. So next thing we need to keep a good look at is the town requirements. So we are smashing it for passengers. We're doing around just over double what we need for passengers, and we're doing around nearly double for mail. Food is shooting up. We are meeting that requirement, no problem. Goods should be starting to come in very soon. All the trains that are coming to deliver, like the food, the fruit, the manufacturing supplies, because I've had the game paused, they're all on their way. So that should go up soon. The fruit, same sort of situation there. They're all sat there, full loading, because I've only just unpaused the game around 8 minutes ago. And they're now starting to, or they will be starting to come in. Petrol, that will starting to be rolled quite nicely, and the more the petrol rolls through, the more we'll get those engineering supplies. So at the moment, if we come over to the refinery, we have no engineering supplies at all. We can see the first engineering supplies in the north is there, but what I've forgotten to do, and it's a good job I checked, So I forgot to set that to transfer. We need to be able to transfer those engineering supplies from Ranville engine supplies to the refinery. So that allows the trains. There's the oil trains coming in. You can see that there's one leaving here. They've got the engineering supplies wagons on the back to take that back. Menton Manor, whatever this is, it's busy. It's got a lot of it. Wool. We've got a lot of wool, apparently. So we need to clone the wool trains. This looks like a wool train. Is that a wool train? Let's have a look. Yeah, bales of wool. Let's get another 2 of them. Get them on their way. In the south part of the network of what I've labelled it, this petrol hub down here is the one that's going to be having the engineering supplies. There's a lot of petrol coming in now, but I don't know how many engineering supplies are being brought up. And on the south, I do have the transfer order, so that's good. Let's see how we're going on the inputs here. So, food was climbing, fruit is coming in. Now we're meeting the demand on the fruit, but remember, I sent all those trains at the same time. So they're all going to deliver at the same time. We have to wait for everything to start to become more staggered. Start to become more staggered. Interesting phrase, Hellish. Petrol did have a spike. Alcohol's looking good. In fact, we're stacking up on alcohol. That building materials is looking pretty poor, but we can get round to that. Now, something else that was pointed out to me in recent episodes is that these where are they? Here's one, for example, I think. Yes. The recycling depot that we're using to transfer and make manufacturing supplies here at the recycling plant. We're picking up the manufacturing supplies, but it also makes a lot of chemicals. A lot of chemicals. And we're doing nothing with those chemicals. Wouldn't it be great if there was something nearby that needed... Oh, wait, there's a bit... The building materials hub right here needs chemicals. So what I'm thinking is Drenwood Woods needs to have, or Drenworth West and Drenwood Woods need to have like a sister thing with a loopy bit that joins onto this bit, but I can't figure out the best way of doing it. Now with the amount of chemicals coming through, I'm tempted to ditch this bulk terminal and just redirect Drenworth Woods, and that will, you know what, not tempted, that's what I'm doing. Bam, gone. We don't want this terminal. We want to cut into the hillside, and we want to expand this station. So let's do that. So station tools. No, wait, that's trains. Station tool. And I think 3 tracks will be fine, and we should be able to squeeze it in. So if we drew Drenworth West, and yeah, that's going to be okay. Mix it in like that. Oops. Don't want to remove that, thank you very much. Now ideally I would put a depot there, but to be honest, it's such a short trip, I'm not going to bother. It's a transfer service. It's not going to make us much money, but that's not the point. Actually, what we can do is keep that relatively... There we go, that's quite nice. In fact, what we can do, we put a depot there. It's not the best depot system in the world, but it's better than nothing. Let's get some signals in. We'll get one there. And we'll just spin those back. Put these on the end. There we go. We're going to have a lot of chemicals here. So let's pick up the chemicals train. Change the orders and say full load here. Then dump it there. And we're going to start with 3 trains. Off they go. Now the reason why we're going to have a lot is because we've got a lot of stuff coming into Drenworth West along this line here. You can see one of the mag trains going down. It just handles these bridges quite well. That's another thing as well. These bridges are going to need an upgrade, or a lot of them are going to need upgrades. Excuse me. That's better. So you can see we've got 10,000 tons of recycling here, so we can just clone these. Oh, bye-bye OpenTTD. There we go. Hang on, that's a point. Where's my desktop background gone? We can clone these trains. I didn't control clone that, though, so we're just going to get rid of it quickly. Plop. And I'm going to do it again. Clone that train. We'll get another 4 going. Right, so let's check the stations. So Slimeway West, we can get a few more trains on this loop. So off they go. Wanborough Woods, this is the one we've just added the new trains to, so we'll ignore that. Punxsutawn Transfer is just clogged up with trains. It's just going as fast as it can go. We might be able to do some more efficient routing. I'll come back to that another time. Over here we've got what appears to be a lot of fruit. And I've got a long train that can't get in. We've got another train here that can't find its way. Where's that go? Oh, it goes the long way round. I'm not sure what to do here. What we'll do is we'll send this on its way. We'll skip the order. And then we'll make the station longer. I might need to check the other fruit lines because I think I might have that problem on all of them. There we go. So there's the longer station. That train that's going backwards and forwards now should be able to sort itself out pretty soon. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit lost, this one. I think what we'll do is we'll just tell it to skip an order. And then it should be okay. But then what we also need to do is clone another train in. Right, there we go. We're starting to get a lot of oil here. So that's fine. We can clone another train in. Let's check in on the operating profit graph. Oh yes, look. We are so close to where we used to be. This is really the start of the episode where my mouse cursor is here and it's just shot right up. This is exactly what I wanted to see. We'll have to check back in on that soon. What we've got going on over here at Punxsutawn Halt, we can't shift stuff out fast enough. We do need to probably have a good look at that at some point. But overall, trains are looking quite good. We might start seeing some things starting to build up a bit more, but I'm really interested in these building materials because I think we're going to have a lot of them now. Where are they? Down here. So these trains, we're going to be shifting out 888,000 litres of chemicals, and we're going to be shifting them around this tiny little network and dropping them off here. This is really going to get, you know, a kick from that, and then because we're going to end up with lots of building materials, we're going to get a couple of extra trains on that. That looks good. So Drenwood West, are we bringing through everything? We've still got 9,000 there. I think, is that a broken down train? Yes, it was just a broken down train. Let's have another one quickly cloned. We've got 2 trains leaving at the same time there, 1 pulling in. We've got a problem where they're waiting quite far back on the signal, so let's add an extra signal here. There we go. Now Ranville Refinery has got a lot of engineering supplies at it, but that's fine. I don't care if we've got too much engineering supplies. The trains that are coming in, like this oil train here now. Hang on, wait a minute. That oil train's coming in. Whoa, 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 whoa. That oil train should not be coming that way. It should be using these platforms. Why isn't it? There's another one. No, wait, that one's using the correct platforms. Okay, so let's add a waypoint. Let's add a waypoint there. Let's call it oil. Okay, let's get rid of the bit before that as well. And like this train here that went the wrong way, before you go into the refinery, use that waypoint. Okay, that will help. That should help. That means we're going to be bringing in more petrol. Let's clone the petrol train. Let's get an extra one of them in. We've got a lot of oil up here waiting. Is this gung-ho? It's enhanced double. Oh, it just went down to normal. Aww. We'll have to keep an eye on that. This place, this has got a lot of oil waiting for it. We've got a lot of trains going in and out. But I'm sure we can get another train on there. Maybe even two. Let's get 2 trains going on that. There we go. We just got one arrived as well, so that's all fine and dandy. A lot of trains moving in and out of this bit. This is a difficult section here for me to get this through. We've got the city in the way. We've got this sheep farm in the way, and the rest of the lines. I really don't like the way that I've had to put a long tunnel in there, but it keeps the spacing regular of the train, so that's fine. We do need to move this station still. It's supposed to be here. It's supposed to be here. It's 3 blocks over the wrong way, so I might do that between episodes. We're starting to get a little bit of a backlog of chemicals up here, so we're going to need another train there. Just throwing trains at this system. We're up to 331 trains. Building materials is now to 152, and it's making manufacturing supplies. We're not taking those manufacturing supplies anywhere, are we? Never mind. Right, looking good. Looking very good. We've got a station that's too small here for some weird reason. You, train, skip an order. And I will put a bit of extra station in there. 2 tracks. Pop. And whilst you're there, we'll also clone you. Ugh. There we go. Lots of oil. Is that gung-ho? No, that's just normal production at the minute. The more engineering supplies we get going round and round and round, the better. Wow. What a rush this has been. Let's have a look here. Yep. We have now surpassed our previous monthly profits. We had 500 trains previously. We've now got 346. We were doing about 16,000 a year. We've just hit 17.5, and it looks like it's still going up and up and up. The town's not growing yet, but that's mainly because we're not hitting the goods targets, and petrol is still off. Now, here's another thing. Since we've put all this stuff in, there's new things. So if we go in like this, you can see this yellow bit here in the middle. If you can just see that little yellow square, that is the oil refinery. But this is one of the oil wells that we've got hooked up, and this is as well. But we've got other ones here, 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 and here that have all popped up around the network. Okay, we've got those ones. Since we put the network in. So we put the network in, and then new supplies have popped up, and we haven't hooked them in. It's like up here, we've got 3 oil rigs in the water that we just haven't got hooked up. So they've popped up recently as well. And I'm sure I saw something like a big patch of them somewhere else. I don't want to go too far out on this map. It takes too long to bring things back to the centre. I think we're kind of on the ish limits of how. Then again, we've got MacLeod now. We can go further and faster. So maybe we start thinking about expanding. And that's just the extra oil ones. I've noticed that we've got extra fruit plantations. There's one by the side of the track here. It's right by the side of our track. But yeah, it wasn't there probably when we built it all previously. Got a lot of oil building up at this station. So I'm going to say, right, let's clone one of these trains. Let's have 4 trains going from this station now. They've all got. Have they got the engineering supplies on the end? Yes, they have. That's fine. This place over here, this is also getting quite busy. So let's get another one there. And just keeping a good eye on everything, really. See, this one hasn't got any trains at it. That's a crime. We need trains. Clone those trains. Oh, they are making a lot of money. Operating profit graph still going up. Stations looking nice. Food north. Got lots of food. Stuff's all on the up. Everything's going up. Petrol's going up. It's just not going up quick enough. Oh no, wait. There we go. We just passed the mark with petrol. So everything apart from building materials, we are on top of. So let's just check the building materials before the end of the episode. So the building materials was the last thing we put in. So it's gone up to 202 crates. Now we are shifting probably quite a lot of chemicals into this place. We're getting a little bit of sand in as well. Presumably we're getting a little bit of sand in. That's gung-ho. That's double. The train's there. The train's there, all filling up. Got lots of chemicals coming through. We are having to wait for some of these trains here to get through and into this platform. Let's just try and increase the rate at which that happens. What I'm looking at here is that this could be much more efficient by let's see, if we bring this up and go diagonally across here like that, that leaves us space here to put a double depot, so we can have one train going in the depot and one train coming out the depot. That will help. Got no depot here. What are we producing? Oh yes, chemicals and manufacturing supplies. Wow. Well, there we go, folks. Stations are starting to get really busy. Operating profit is starting to peak out now. We hit the 17,500. We had a small dip. That might still go up a little bit. The fact that the graph does teeter around. Food North is still crammed full of food, and we're hitting those requirements regularly. We didn't hit it last month, but we got enough in. Goods we're struggling with a little bit. We're on the edge. Alcohol we're on the edge of at the minute as well. But overall we're doing good. So join me next time. We will be doing some fixing and improving, and we'll be getting this network working smack on. We might even connect more oil rigs and stuff up. Let's see how far we can push this town. We're just under the 10,000 mark. When we hit 10,000, it's going to start getting hard, like proper hard. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's been a whirlwind of activity, all happening at once, and that's one of the things that I really like about OpenTTD. You can have these moments of kind of gentle bits where you're just doing a little tinker there, or just adding some new vehicles there, and all of a sudden things change and bam. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I'm certainly enjoying the series. For those of you who are wondering when the series does end, don't worry, there will be more OpenTTD. But that's all for now. If you want to know when I'm going to be doing OpenTTD viewers games and other live streams, head out to masterhellish.net, get on my social media, keep up to date and involved with that. Make sure you watch Hellish news that I release every month, because I tip you off of when that's going to happen. And no more operating profit news just yet, but that's the end of the episode for today. So thanks for watching, take care, and for now, goodbye.